All right, Shalom. First, want to give honors, God's praises due to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash, the bonds and elders, a great millstone, peace to Akim that's doing his word in the four corners of earth. And I just got this video here, and and basically, if Trump supporters saying if he doesn't win the election by next month or whatever, that it's going to be a civil war. Okay, I'm going to play the video in a second here. But yeah, because these Edomites, felt like, that the election was cheated, It don't matter one way to me, really. Whether he won or Biden won, whatever. I'm just ready to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because this place is finished, and this is the prime example of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and play the video right quick.
Trump supporters are threatening civil war if Trump is not reinstated. Now you heard me right, reinstated, not reelected, reinstated. You see, this is what happens when bat-ish crazy meets people that never went to their civics class. Our presidents are not reinstated, they are elected and reelected. But according to Trump supporters, he must be reinstated before the end of the summer, or there will likely be a civil war in the United States of America. CNN reporter Donnie O'Sullivan spoke with several supporters of former President Trump ahead of his first presidential rally on Saturday, many of whom told him they fully expect the real estate mogul to be reinstated before the end of the summer and warned of potential political violence in America if he is not. One woman said, and I quote, "He didn't lose. I know he didn't lose," one woman told O'Sullivan, indicating she believes unfounded claims made by Trump and other Republicans that widespread voter fraud led to an unfair election that swung in President Biden's favor. Ron continued, "He's coming back before the middle of August. And what if that doesn't happen?" the reporter asked. The answer? We're going to be in a civil war because the militia will be taken over. That was the response. Now, that just happened like this week, okay? That just happened a few days ago. Let me remind you of what happened a few years ago.
Janet Stengel thinks it could happen if Trump loses.
Personally, I think it could turn into a civil war because they're
Really think that?
absolutely. First of all, I think that we're going to have terrorist attacks, and we have all of these protests and all of that, and so I think people are going to be very upset.
So let me get this right. If Trump loses, there's going to be a civil war. Trump then won, and still you're talking about there's going to be a civil war. And here's what they were saying just a few months ago.
They tried to steal the election. Stop the Steal, a movement of Trump supporters that gained hundreds of thousands of followers online in the hours after the election, has inspired protests across the country.
The ballots that you said you saw are lying around the place or in trash cans or whatever. Where are you hearing that from?
The videos are going viral everywhere. I've seen them on TikTok. I've seen them on Facebook. I've seen them on Fox News. I've seen them on the local news around my area.
So he gets his news from TikTok, Facebook, and Fox News. See, that is a dangerous combination, obviously. So if he wins, civil war. He loses, civil war. He doesn't get reinstated, civil war. The theme is they are trying to create a civil war. Ben, am I reading this wrong, brother?
I mean, they did start the last Civil War, so, I mean, it only makes sense. Confederates of a feather flock together. I mean, when's the last time you saw a Confederate flag in the Capitol? When's the last time you saw armed militiamen walking around? I mean, I know that didn't even happen during the Civil War, but I'm just saying, like, they will overthrow this government for the sake of their ideology. Make no mistake about it, because they believe more in white supremacy than they do democracy. That's why we haven't seen any real prosecutions. Like, that's why they were able to live after after walking in front of the Capitol with AR-15s, because had that been a black person, had that been a leftist, God forbid, had it been a socialist or a communist, they would be still cleaning bodies up right now. And so America's proven them right because they're getting away with it still.
Yeah, there's this great disguise that's happening with what we know as patriotism. Patriotism is not a bad word. It has been misused, and it has definitely been perverted in its application. But what people are saying is patriotism is actually nationalism. Nationalism cannot question their country. Patriotism can. Nationalism says my country is right no matter what evidence you present contrary to that reality. But patriotism says I love my country enough to challenge my country to be better. So what you have now are white nationalists. They have subscribed to a white nationalist doctrine, and they are disguising it as patriotism. And many are letting them get away with it.
That is absolutely, I think that is what America is going to have to make a decision about. When I say America, I'm not talking about just the voting electorate, but I'm talking about the institutions. Y'all going to really have to decide whether you want democracy or white supremacy, because white supremacy is willing to burn this whole thing down, even if they burn down democracy.
All right, well, there you go. Just said a mouthful right there, you know. These Edomites, you know, they know this is it for them, okay? And that's why they talking about, you know, if Donald Trump don't get back in office, you know, they're going to start a civil war. Okay, but this is all scriptural in the scriptures here, pretty much, and that's where we're at. You know, but I want to get a scripture right quick. Book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verses 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one another, his brother, and every one against his brethren, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You know? And yeah, these Edomites, you know, they're pretty much, you know, in their spirit, they know it's over for them, you know, and Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, put in their spirit to let them know that this is it for them, you know, because these Edomites is taking all kind of L's right now, and they are taking a lot of L's right now, you know, which I'm glad to witness all this. Okay, bring out another scripture right quick. Book of Mark, chapter 3, verses 23. And he called them unto him and said, Salakia, meant to say Mark chapter 3, verses, let me go 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And which is very true. You know, you got the right versus the left. You know, the left versus the right. The Republicans, Democrats. You know, and these Edomites, in my lifetime, I ain't never seen them this low until now. You know, even like when I go outside, you know, just out and about, and Esau taking L's, I ain't never seen him take L's before. Seriously. You know, let me get to the next one. Let me see. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself, and he be divided, he cannot stand, but had an end. All right, because this is like I said, in their spirit, you know, they know it's pretty much over with for them. You know, because of the pandemic. They was fighting against the mask. What else? Like earlier this year at the Capitol, January 6th, you know, them Edomites was attacking the Capitol. You know, and that's just another sign that, hey, they know it's over with for them. You know, and basically pretty much it is over with for them. You know, we just got to wait a couple of prophecies and then Yahweh Shem Yahushua come and, you know, we're out of here, you know, Lord willing. Okay, so with that, I want to give honors, glorious praises due to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kagadash, Dobanus Apostle Elders, a great millstone, peace to Akim that's doing his word on the four corners of earth, Shalom, and above, Kwam Bakiyam, Shalom.